Hi, it's great to get a chance to send an update to you and let you guys know how we're doing down here in Greenville. It's been so much going on this semester. I'm really excited to share with you today what we have. Wanted to start out by saying welcome to our new house. This is me giving you an update from our front porch here in Greenville. Mikkel and the boys are doing well. James is 3 and loving life, being as rambunctious and crazy as ever, and his little brother Liam is following his footsteps in every way possible. So they're doing well and send their love. So we just wanted to take you through a little tour of what we've been doing here with InterVarsity ECU, and start with rewinding back to January, actually even back into December. Remember we took 19 students to Urbana this past year, and Urbana, just to remind you, is a missions conference. It's a global missions conference that InterVarsity hosts every 3 years, and the 19 students that we took really got to see a picture of God's heart for the world, and also God's heart for here at ECU. So I'm excited to actually let one of my students share with you for a few minutes about how the invitations that she received at Urbana are impacting her back here on campus.
Hi, I'm Emily. I'm a junior at East Carolina University. I'm involved with InterVarsity Christian Fellowship here. Over winter break, I went to a global missions conference called Urbana. It's held in St. Louis every 3 years. And I went in there waiting for God to just tell me what country He wanted me to go to this summer, where He was going to lead me. I was excited and I was ready. What God really showed me was that I had a lot of opportunities here in Greenville amongst friends that I had already made. I started meeting with 2 of my friends who were Christians at one point and turned away from Christianity because of ways that they had personally been hurt by Christians. I started meeting with them about once every other week, and we just get together, we talk about God, we look through some Bible passages, and they aren't fully ready to commit their lives to Christ yet, but I'm excited for the potential that waits ahead for us. So yeah.
We're excited and we rejoice with Emily. We are excited to have 5 other students that are doing the same thing, that are leading gigs with their friends, inviting them to sit down and look at who Jesus is in Scripture. And yeah, that's been a beautiful thing to start this semester with. And then we fast forward a little bit and we come into February, where we have our spring conference, which is where schools like NC State and Duke and St. Aug's and Shaw University, as well as UNC Wilmington and Meredith College, all gather together with College of Charleston and University of South Carolina. And we gather together in Myrtle Beach for a weekend retreat where we talk about leadership, we talk about prayer, and we talk about the gospel and what it means to follow Jesus. So we took 30 students on this retreat, and it was an amazing time, a wonderful time. And again, I would love to just let one of our students share with you what their experience was like at spring conference. And this is
Hi, I'm Monet. I'm a freshman here at East Carolina University. I'm part of InterVarsity Christian Fellowship. This has been my first year, and I've enjoyed it so much, especially spring conference. Went on that, I think maybe February, and it was really eye-opening for me. I'd fallen off of my relationship with God. I wasn't as close as I used to be. In spring conference, it brought me so much closer to God. It helped with my self-esteem issues. I had a lot of those, but not so much anymore, as well as my issues with talking and reaching out with people. And I'm starting to realize that I can do that, and I'm not doubting myself as much as I used to. And I would like to thank, InterVarsity for helping me realize that I needed to go back to God.
I love Monet as a new student in the freshman class this year, providing a lot of hope and a lot of just joy in what's to come here at ECU. And I know some of you have been following with me here at ECU since the very beginning, all the way back at in 2009 when we started replanting the chapter here. And I want to just give you a few minutes to hear from one of our students that was with us from the very beginning, and even the joy of what the next steps are for her as she has followed Jesus here at ECU, and what that will look like for her in the future.
Hi, I'm Emily. I'm a senior here at InterVarsity ECU, and I am about to graduate, and I just found out that I will be an intern with InterVarsity staff starting in the fall at Virginia Tech, and I'm really excited. I'm a little scared, obviously, but I feel prepared in many ways, having done a lot of leadership here, and I'm excited to see what God's going to do there. I know that the campus is going to be really different. It'll be a different staff, different students, but I'm excited to be able to meet with students, to learn about what it's like to be on staff, to fundraise my support, to go somewhere that I don't know anything about and I don't know anyone, and I'm just excited to see what God has for me to do.
And I'm so thankful for Emily coming on staff and just the excitement and possibilities of what it could be like for her to even have a bit of a heart to maybe one day plant a chapter in the way that we have here at ECU is exciting to me. So I want to ask you to do a few things with us. I want to ask you to pray for a number of things if you'd be willing. One, I want to ask you to pray for students to continue to hear the gospel message, that more and more gigs would begin to happen, that students would be coming to small group and coming to large group, and that we would be finding new and creative ways to reach out to new campus cultures such as the arts or Greek ministry, or just in general all the ethnicity on campuses. All the ethnicities on campus would hear the gospel. I want to invite you to pray about perhaps helping to send someone to Rockbridge. As many of you know, Rockbridge is our end of the year camp where we do train people to be small group leaders, train them in evangelism, in prayer. We explore topics like politics and what is a Christian perspective on that. How do we engage the world of social justice through the gospel, and how do we talk about creation care with a good understanding of who we are in the Lord and how that transforms us. So I want to invite you to maybe help send a student. The cost of the retreat is $300 per student. Would you consider praying about and possibly giving $100 scholarship to help a student cover the cost of Rockbridge? Rockbridge is one of the most impactful times in my life, and I'm incredibly thankful to be able to have the goal of taking 25 students this year. So I'd ask that you would join me in praying that students would go, and also praying that money and funding would be there for them. I would love for you to also pray for our new leaders. We just finished the process of leadership selection, and we have a leadership team of 24 students coming into this next year. We'll be launching 7 small groups, including some specific small groups, one more towards the arts, one more towards engineering, and finding these new and different cultures here at ECU. So would you please join with me in praying for them? And would you also continue to pray for the Lord's provision for Mikkel and I as we continue to work on our funding for me to be here full-time on campus and to provide for our family. So thank you so much for the ways that you give, the ways that you support, the ways that you love us and you show us that love. And we're incredibly thankful for you, and thank you for taking the time to watch this update.